Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel Men's Edition. Yeah, we're on Decision Day. Myself, Glenn from Jack and Glenn, along with Tommy from August Love Story, here to break down this final episode of Married at First Sight Decision Day. Talisa maybe join us a little bit later. Jackie is out. She has some things to take care of, and I am rushing my way to help her out. So we're trust me, brother, double duty today. Busy day, but wanted to talk to you guys and enlighten you and hear from you about Decision Day. Married at First Sight, Season 15, Decision Day. I want to get your opinion, get your thoughts. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, jump into the chat, and let us know what you think about this past Decision Day of Married at First Sight. Tommy, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Man, another Sunday, man. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Excited, man, about this coming week. And how'd you feel about the episode, man?
I thought the episode was great, man. I thought they got to the decisions pretty quickly, right? I
Yeah,
thought they got to the decisions pretty quickly. They didn't prolong the talk with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper, but I really thought when we was watching it, we got to the decisions pretty quickly. I didn't particularly like the order they went in, right?
yeah,
They gave us the order that they gave us. I thought it could have been spread out a little bit different. Out of us seeing Alexis and maybe Justin last,
mhm,
then Mitch and Kristen before them,
yeah,
and Stasha and Nate first. Good, give me something to hold my attention. But all in all, I thought the decision day went pretty well. We saw
yeah,
some things that we never saw before, right? In decision day,
mhm,
we didn't really get to see couples after they make the decision what takes place, but we saw that this time.
yeah,
Um, and so I thought the decision day was pretty good. I think they laid it out. They didn't drag this season on. I'm put it that way. The
yeah.
season,
I was gonna say I felt like that's why I asked you that question because I felt like this season, like we're at decision, like it was always we're at decision day already. You
yeah,
know, unlike last season, like when is decision day coming? You know what I'm saying? So, I felt really good about this season overall. The flow of it, it really moved. You
yeah. We
know,
had too. I think last time we had too many specials in between, right? It was
yeah,
this special for this or that special there, and we brought too many special people in to have conversations to discuss what was going on. So,
but I
um,
get it. That's a TV show. You know how
yeah,
they like you got to try some things, see what works, see what doesn't work, and you know, obviously they see that didn't work.
no, it didn't work at all. It did not work for them all because fans was complaining about how they dragged it out. You know what I'm saying? So let's get here. Let's get started with decision day. We saw up first, man. We saw Stasha and Nate. Let me give me your opinion. Your thoughts on Stasha and Nate and how they went through their decision day.
Well, I think I said Nate was gonna say no, and Stasha was gonna say yes. Um, that's how I think. I knew I only had one couple saying yes, but I think I had it that way. Um, they didn't surprise me. Like I thought Nate was done. That was the only surprise. Nate saying yeah, but I thought he was done after he was like he said he was like I'm stuck with her. Like him saying I'm stuck with her or I don't want to be stuck with you. I was just like that's just a poor choice of words, and it's hard to come back from that just because that's a dig, like a deep dig with a person. Like you don't have to be stuck with anybody. You always have the option to leave. And they were able to overcome that, even with him saying those things, and even with him having mommy issues and putting those issues out, basically throwing those issues onto Sasha. She over out of all of that, she still said yes. Like, okay, you're giving yourself a lot of, I like it. Hey, but it's a lot of work that's gonna go into that, and with him and his insecurities about how controlling she is and her just like basically up and leaving at any moment, he's giving up a lot of independence for himself to be with her. So it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of adapts to it and how he's able to, like, I don't want to say put his foot down, but basically be able to like have some type of control over his life and the direction that they go as a couple. Um, it was one thing that stood out the most to me when they were talking. when he was like she's condescending and cold. When they were talking about like I guess his thing leading up to him saying yes, and he was just taking shots at her. He said that she was cold and condescending, and I was like, how do you like what do you say in response to that, and how do you overcome that as a in a relationship as a couple, because that's a character flaw, you know and that's something you have to like build at, because throughout the season I understood why men would be intimidated by Stasha, because wants to be in so much control, and sometimes having that control you can't have a filter, and so that's where she loses him at. So um yeah, I mean, I'm glad they said yes, and hopefully by the time the reunion come they're still together, but we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see, man. I got everybody predictions here. Jack sent them to me. So Tommy, what you said was, she take good notes, man.
Right, right.
She's on point. You said Stasha would say yes, and you said Nate would say no.
I thought that's what I said.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Artieka,
couldn't.
Artieka said that Stasha, they both would say yes. I said they both would say yes, and Jackie said they both would say yes, and Talisa said, yeah, they will both say yes.
All right.
Yeah, they both say yes. So most for the most part, we got everybody got that one right, which was probably the easiest one, right? That one was
Yeah.
simple, right? That one was like the one that everybody can say, you know what, Stasha and Nate, I can see it. Even though, as you mentioned, he did say, "Yo, I'm stuck with you," right? Yo, you don't ever tell them I'm stuck with you. Seem like they're obligated to be with you, right? Oh, you stuck? I guess I'm stuck with you. Nah, bro. You can leave. I mean,
Right.
you the same brother said you. If I put you out, you're homeless. So how you gonna be in
Mhm.
one breath say you're homeless, and next breath you say I'm stuck with you? Yeah, I'm
Right.
stuck with you because you stuck with me because you feel like you ain't got no place to go, right?
Right.
You feel like you can't go anywhere. Is she condescending? Yes. Is she cold? Sure. But what it is, her coldness and her condescending is straightforwardness. And somewhere down the line in this relationship, he's gonna have to find. I'm not saying he's not a man, but he's gonna have to find his leadership ability to lead her, right?
Mhm.
He got to find somewhere to lead her in this family, in this home, in this this oneness, this union that they have together. As a man, somewhere you want to lead, right?
Yeah.
He can't lead in the housing department because she already got the house, right? He can't lead in the finances department because she already has the finances taken care of. So he has to find somewhere that he can lead her, and she has to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna let there's some way that I'm gonna follow you someplace, right? I'm gonna
Mhm.
follow you whether it's together, because they got to agree on something, whether it was kids or whether it was something. He has to feel as if he is, and that's maybe an ego thing or affirmation, as he said it. I'm not. It's not necessarily ego. He has to feel like he's wanted
Mhm.
and appreciated because he said it. You don't affirm me, right? I need some affirmation. He has to feel like he's wanted in this situation, in this relationship, because she said it the whole season. I don't need a man. I want a man, but I don't need a man. So
Right.
when you tell somebody I don't need you or I don't need a man, but I want, when you don't feel like you need it, then you be like you almost get to the point where you want to get ready to bounce, right?
Right.
There's some point she's gonna have to feel like he's valued in this relationship. Do I think they can work out? Sure. Right. I do think they can work out. I think hopefully by reunion day that they are still together. And even after reunion day, I hope they one of the couples we talk about down the road, that Stasha and Nate are married at first sight success. One of the things that was that she still has a list. That was the thing I think that was one of the things that was alarming to me, that she had this whole long list, right? I think at this point, man, don't try to change him. Allow him to change, right? Allow him to understand that there are some issues that he has to deal with his mom and with his dad or whatever issues, family issues that he has to change. That he needs to get to that point where you know what, I got to make a decision. I'm moving on. I'm going to change my habits, my behavior, my job, my preference of you. I'm going to feel more secure in myself and not insecure. It's one of those things Nate's going to have to change. Uh, you
That's
know,
one of those things that Nate has to want to change. Excuse me for interrupting you, though.
you good.
Um, you brought up the list. I forgot about that list, but those are character flaws of his that like you were saying, he wants to. He has to change those. But if she's like, you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this, you're describing a different person.
Yeah.
Basically you're wanting what you want and what you need are two different things in this situation. And eventually you have to accept these things, and he has to want to work on these things, and then both of you guys have to grow. That's the pull and push of a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that before I forgot.
Yeah, man. Hey, you ain't know we've been married. I've been married 21 years. You've been married
Yeah.
what, for 8 years. It is
6.
6 years, right? It is a give and take, right? You
Yeah.
have to give and take. And there's sometimes you're gonna have to be when we get to Justin and Alexis, I'll talk about it. Sometimes you just gotta shut your mouth, right?
Man.
Sometimes you just gonna have to be quiet, right? There's sometimes that you know what, don't poke the bear, don't push it, leave it alone, let
Yeah.
well enough be well enough, and we move on, right? And I know they're young and they married, they're 8 weeks, but Nate's gonna have to hear that voice and understand, okay, Stasha, when to I don't want to say insert his manhood. That sounds that's kind of bad. But
Yeah.
as a marriage, insert yourself as you know what this is what we're gonna do. Let's compromise. Let's agree to do X, Y, Z. Even when it comes to the kids thing, come to the job, coming to buying a new house, right?
Yeah.
Because let's say they get new kids or their family grows, they outgrow this home that she's spent so much time and money and energy uh, into. It may become a time that y'all may want to sell a house. You got 3 or 4 kids and you need a bigger yard, right? She's
Hmm.
there, they don't have no yard. She's tired of the kids messing up some things. So Nate them they're gonna have to sit down and learn how to communicate and agree, compromise, and make a plan in order for this marriage to work.
That's gonna be the big thing for them is the actually the communication part, because I think they fail at each other and not understanding how each other communicate. Like, Nate's not a person that's gonna express his feelings well. So she has to like really grow from, okay, he's not gonna express his feelings. What does he mean? And then also understand that when they're in a heated, like you were saying, he needs to assert himself. Like he needs to understand when he needs to do that,
Yeah,
you know, and that's it. And that's gonna come with time. But then also like you said, you don't want to be like, oh, it's his manhood, it's the man thing in him. But our wives allow us that space to lead.
yeah,
It's not an issue of us listening to them or them listening to us. It's just it's where I say, okay, where I have more knowledge about this thing and we need to do this, or I'm leaning towards this way, she's leaning towards this way. Here's my argument here.
right.
This is why. And
Yeah,
so we make sense um answers for things.
right. And when you're dealing with two strong-willed people, you're gonna have to sit down and make a compromise and figure
Right.
out what works best for you guys. Me, myself, and Jackie, we're both strong-willed people. So there's times we have to sit down and say, okay, what works best for us? Doesn't mean my way is right, your way is wrong, all right, or your way is right and my way wrong. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. We're gonna have
Right.
to figure out and say, hey, what works best for us now, and let's put it in place for our family.
And then on top of another thing too, them sticking together once they bring kids into the situation, which I always feel like, hey, enjoy each other first before you bring children in.
Yeah,
It's like that's a whole different thing, because it's a sense of like this. I take this last pregnancy for example. Me and Lily really got close because when Artieka was pregnant, she wasn't, around. She would be sick and go upstairs. And so that was the thing for us. It was like, or the thing for me, it was like, man, I don't have my friend, or I don't have this person that I can talk to and stuff like that. And the only one I have is Lily, which I love my daughter, but she's not my wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna bring a whole different dynamic when she's going through all that stuff. So that's gonna be an adjustment on top of them trying to adjust to each other.
it
So
is. And I mean, it's dynamic. When kids come into any relationship, it is a definitely you reevaluate your relationship. When mama spend time with the kids more, or daddy spend time with more kids more, it just becomes a different dynamic. Your lifestyle changes when
mhm.
kids come in. It adds another dynamic. Even when you had a pet, right? You had an
Yeah.
animal. Sometimes your life changed. So that's how it works with them. Then we move on. I think the next couple we had up was Alexis and Justin. Uh, these two right here. Oh man, Alexis and Justin Cameron. And I really do like what Justin said, right? Justin did put his heart out there. He did say, he did appreciate Alexis. He still like he was on the fence that he wants to be married, right? And she even brought up, that you threw the dog thing about Maya in my face, and I wasn't gonna do that, right? I wasn't going to um, allow you to throw the dog in my face, because if you did it for the dog, if you threw Maya in my face, um, our relationship is bigger than Maya in
Mhm.
essence. Um, so Justin said yes, which I think I said last week when we was all together that I wanted Justin to go first. I
Yeah.
wanted to see how he would play things out, and would he go first. Now with Alexis, she showed no emotion. If you look at her face, her features, her body, she showed no emotion. She was like, okay, as if she was processing the whole time, right? I said in our review that I thought I knew she was gonna say yes because she brought the wine up, right? Or she brought the champagne that she already had
Mhm.
yes. Um, Even when she read her letter, right? It was a yes, but it was a stipulation on there, right? I need more time. That as we grow together in time. So she was there for the extra 8 weeks. Whether she liked dude or not, and at this point is irrelevant because she decided to make a decision. Whether she thinks he's attractive or not it's kind of irrelevant. She made a decision to say yes. So I look at Alexis's yes as being, all right, I give it a shot because I don't want to be labeled a quitter. I don't want to be labeled a runner. My mama told me not to run, and her mama basically told her, look, give it an opportunity, give it a shot. And I think Alexis's yes was because she wanted to give it a shot, um, and that she wanted to give an opportunity. She had been, and I said it, and I did videos on it. She had been telling Justin the answer the whole time that it was no, that it was no, the way she was speaking. But at this point, I think she just said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. Let me give him a shot. Maybe she didn't want to hurt his feelings. I don't know. But she wanted to give it a shot to see how the relationship worked out. And we'll get into how it ended anyway. But that's how I thought at decision day. I was kind of happy they both said yes, just to see how it would pan out, and it didn't
Yeah.
pan out for so long.
I was shocked that she said yes. I knew she was gonna say no, like coming into it. I just feel like Alexis didn't give it a fair shot because she was not honest.
Hmm.
This thing does not work. Marriages don't work with 85% truth.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So her giving half truths and not being honest with him about how she's feeling and stuff like that, not knowing how to say, well, I don't like this, but I'm a rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a go with the flow and see how things go and where I'm at the end of these 8 weeks. Her saying yes and then immediately afterwards, I need us to have some time. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Like y'all had 8 weeks, which is not a lot of time if you think about it.
Hmm.
But within those two months, you know where you are in the situation. You've had time to talk to people. You have time to talk to this person about the issues that you're having, and it's not going to be all the issues that you run into, but it's going to be some of them. And if you like this person or not. You know what I'm saying? So her going, yeah, she like Jennifer Deja said, she was playing the game. Like it's I don't agree with that. Like if you really want to be married, like it's a lot of stuff that I've learned, like I didn't know from just going from a relationship to being married. It's like understanding like where we are, what we're doing, how we're gonna do it, and how I feel. You know, the biggest thing that bothered me, I think I said this in our uh review, was that she talked about a sex game. Like
Always, always.
it's like you're always taking these digs at this man, but what you don't understand is if you are a virgin, you don't know how to have sex. They're not saying that they are virgins or anything like that, but virgins don't know how to have sex. They don't know what's right. They don't know what's feel good. They don't know what they like. So it's like you have to learn and teach. You have to. One time is a bad omen to say, "Oh, he's just terrible at sex." It's a thing that you learn for your partner. And so it just bothered me how she just reacted to everything and how she was at this thing. And it's like, if you're on the fence like that, call an audible and talk to the experts. They're right there. That's what I don't understand about the show. It's like, if everybody there's no way that I have people, so-called experts, that pick me for this show, that I can't call and say, hey, I have an issue. I need to run through something. Like the elder that gave me and Artieka our couples therapy, I was always able to call him for anything when I'm like, well, what do I do? Or how do I respond? Or, I'm feeling this way. And he's there to be a listening ear. So it's not like they don't have access to those experts, quote unquote. And I feel bad for Justin, but also it's like Justin should have saw that coming too. Because the fact that he was still unsure, because he was like, his grand gesture was giving away Maya, but he was unsure if she was still gonna say yes because he kept bringing it up. Because he was unsure about that, directly be like, yo, what's up? What, like
Yeah, right. But he knew, man. Look. Like I told my wife, we was talking about it. He knew, right? He knew that it was a strong possibility. If you arguing in majority of your relationship, if you guys are fussing and fighting every day, if you got to keep having make up love or make up sex or make up conversations, hitting the reset button 15 to 20 times, it may not be the person for you, right? If every week you hitting the reset button, there's a problem, right? They should be some long stretches and some long periods without hitting reset buttons. And
Right.
everybody apologized. Her going to her room, he's going to his room. Justin understood. He knew in his heart of hearts. Alexis, as some say, was just playing a game or riding it out. I go back to the athletic ability. She didn't want to quit, right? She didn't want to give
Mhm.
up. She didn't want her family and friends to call her a quitter. She didn't want anybody to say, you know what, you didn't give this boy a chance. You didn't give it a try because she had failed. Or see, this is one thing we haven't brought up and no one's ever talked about it. She had already left 3 dudes at the altar, right? She already told 3 dudes no, right? She didn't want Justin to be number 4. So she wanted to have some type of success in her marriage, right? She didn't want to be like, oh dang, well, at least time you got this time you got married and you didn't even last that long. She didn't want that with that. So that's why her answer wasn't a firm yes. She was like, maybe we can make it work. Maybe we can go to therapy. As Jack was saying, they never had any plans for the future. We never saw them talking about where they
Mm.
was going to move in at, where they was going to,
They
who's
didn't
going to
have
live in whose house, where are they going to put any, the dogs, the cats, the animals, whatever. They never had any, you never saw them make any plans. So he should have known then, we're not making plans now for the future. It may not be good for us. My thing with her is, and when people get on me and I say I'm a Alexis apologist, it wasn't, this relationship ended not just because of her.
Nah.
This relationship, Justin was very much involved with this relationship ending. The
Mm.
way she went about it was wrong. She shouldn't have embarrassed him like that. Should have said no at the couch, right? Not at the party with the group couple. I totally agree with that. When the group setting is not the time to say I'm done. But then again, the producers egged that on a little bit. The
Yeah.
producers,
I think they talked to each other and she had previously said it, and then the producers was like, say it again so I can, you know,
yeah,
like, I wish I could see the whole conversation of that, because it's like, I like you said, you can't just blame her, because Justin, I feel like Justin should have said no at the couch. Like, straight
oh,
up. He should have just been
straight up.
like, nah, I'ma save myself the time, because that's uncomfortable to be in a relationship with a person that you think don't like you. Like, every time you're not 100% comfortable around this person, and you're trying so hard to make this person happy. And it's like, it's not that hard. You like, if your issue is communication, you can get better at that. But
Yeah.
if your issue is your person is not telling the 100% truth, and she may or may not like you, or he may or may not like you, you can't get past that.
Right. And she may not be attracted to him. I agree with you. She swiped left. I've said that all season two, that she had swiped left, previously on these date naps, and he was
Mm.
stalking her in the DMs. So she may not have been attracted to him, but she was willing to give it a try because she was on Married at First Sight.
Right. Like,
Right.
I'm on Married at First Sight. I'm gonna go through these 8 weeks.
Right.
But in the back of your head, you're like, well, I tried before. Like both of them knew I tried before she swiped left. What's different? Did
What's
they
the
even have a conversation about that? You
right?
know what I'm
Now
saying?
we seen now we I don't remember that it was that we saw on camera. If somebody saw it and I missed it, let me know because I think that was one of the keys there too. That I thought like, hey, she seemed as if she was just trying because she was on TV, right?
Yeah.
She was trying to. Okay, the experts must see. You know what? We give her. I don't want to give her a bad note, but she was trying because it was the experts who selected this dude for you. You might have swiped left. She didn't trust her own opinion. Okay, I swiped left, but these experts say that he is a guy for me, right?
Mhm.
That he's a guy for me. Let me go through the motions and see if the experts um, are correct about this situation.
But go through the motions though. That's my issue with it. It's like if you're gonna try, try. But if like you have to be 100%, and you can't be 85, 80%.
Yeah,
And then you're telling this one thing because he gave like think about it. He gave his dog away. This man is a single man. Man, like I don't know if you guys have dogs, but growing up, I had a dog, and I love that dog. When I got grown, I had another dog, and I loved that dog. For a man to give away his dog, or a person, I don't even want to just say a man, for a person to give away their dog for a relationship and they have doubts about it, those are conversations you have before you say, well, I'm gonna give my dog away.
but see that went to his vagueness again, right? He
Yeah.
didn't he didn't get clarity. She wanted him to be 100% honest from the get go. His vagueness didn't let him have that conversation with her, saying, you know what, I'm giving Maya away because I believe that you're going to say yes. And the only reason I'm giving my dog away because my answer is yes on decision day, and hopefully your answer is yes as well. She could have said that at that point in time, nah, dog, my answer ain't I ain't 100% yes. She didn't have to even tell him no. I'm not 100% yes, and he could have made some provisions for mine.
But it's like even not being at 100% yes, what gets you there? Like she's moving the field goal and not telling him where it's at.
Right, and but those again, as he lying as a man, you got to ask those questions. You got to be thinking.
Right.
I'm, it's just me on this show. Y'all ain't blind. I'm not getting blindsided. I'm gonna ask, are
There's
we
no
are we
reason.
compatible? Are we good? Are you gonna say yes? Well, you're not sure. Okay, I'm not 100% sure first neither. What are you not sure about? Right? Those type of conversations, those questions you should be having when the camera's not there, even if the camera is there. Y'all in the bed at night. Okay, it's 6 weeks, 7 weeks in, or 5 weeks in. Yo, how do you feel? Okay, there's some things I can do better. What are you feeling? Do you feel like what issues are we having? To me, like some of these couples don't have those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Let's have these conversations. And then you can read through the BS if you're a good BS shooter, right?
Right.
Yeah, you get a good BS meter. If you got a good BS meter, okay, man, she blowing smoke on my butt. Or when the times that you do have these meet with the experts, like yo, Pastor Cal, Dr. Cal, we don't have these conversations. This is what she's telling me. What do I do?
And that's the thing. Well, for me, all this season I've been saying Justin's soft and he's too emotional. I feel like his emotions got the best of him, and he wasn't looking at her for her face value of what she was giving. Like the thing is, it's like like you said, how like reading the room. You got to read the room and see what's the temperature in the room, and his emotions got the best of him. Oh, this is my wife. I have to do this, and I have to be this way, and I have to be that way. And I'm like, bro, she don't like you, and she's not acting like she likes you. She's talking about your sex game. She gave your dog away, and then immediately afterwards, she was like, "Don't bring it up in my face." I get that part. Don't be, trying to do that. But y'all are arguing about the silliest things. Like she don't want to spend time with you.
Right. She want to go to the club.
She want to go to clubs. She don't want to spend time with you. Or like you always want to be in the house. She don't want to go out with you. Like she swiped left. Like all these things have to be in the back of your mind. And you have to say, all right, man, I'm just not comfortable with a person that may or may not like me.
Right. And the sex was bombing him because he hadn't had much. She realized that, you know what, this is my last ditch effort. Let me see if at least let me see if the sex is good. That may keep me around.
Yeah. And that didn't. And then like it's things that she has to think about herself. It's like you don't want to be perceived as a type of person.
Mhm.
But are you that type of person?
Right. And she showed us that though. She when it was on a retreat, she said she would be that person that would stick around just for if sex was bad or sex was good. She said that she, Justin couldn't bring she everything he did, she made fun of. Right?
Yeah,
He wasn't the type of dominant guy that she was used to being with. He flew kites, deemed as being soft, right?
yeah,
He cried, deemed as being soft, right? He didn't have a little bass in his voice, is when he talked to her, soft, right?
yeah.
And so he wasn't dominant in the bedroom, deemed as being soft. She wants somebody who has a little bit more umph and a little bit more dominance to him, and she has been giving him the secrets the whole time.
Yeah.
She was believing breadcrumbs around the whole time instead of flat out telling him, you know what, you're not the guy for me.
Right. But that's it's and it's they have to see there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong or what looks bad for people on Married at First Sight is when they don't try.
Hmm.
And when they like you can obviously see a person trying, you can obviously see a person not trying. Like previously, we got Chris from Atlanta. We obviously saw what he was looking for.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would it made the show terrible. We got Ryan from I think they were in Houston, right?
yeah.
He wasn't trying with that girl. Like it was so many things. He tried at one point. He was like, "Nah, this ain't." You could see it in his face. This ain't it. But for
Yeah.
her, it's like you you don't have to be mean. You don't have to lie, but you can't give a valiant effort. And
Yeah.
then you sat up here with the experts. You have these experts. Talk to these experts about what's really wrong, and then do the action that they told you to do. But then
Exactly.
also Justin has to see some of these things too, and he has to make the adjustments that he needs to make.
And I think that's the key too. Him making an adjustment, her making adjustments, and then both communicating about it.
Yeah,
And communicate. Okay, how can we make this flip? And she said it. She said it at the end. I think she said, "I'm tired of resetting. If we
yeah,
if we reset, we should be at a different point. We shouldn't be keep going through the same thing over and over again." I think Miguel asked her, like, "Is it something that y'all keep revisiting?" She's like,
yeah,
"Yeah, it's something we keep revisiting. If you want to reset, you shouldn't keep revisiting the same thing. If you keep revisiting the same thing, it's like, why do we keep coming to this point right here? All right. Do I need to talk to you in a different way? Do you need to listen some more? Do I need to write it down for you and lay it on the table? Right. What do we need to do in order for us to get past this thing? Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Haley didn't try
Hey,
neither.
Haley,
Right. But she didn't try until
Haley
she
didn't
found
try either.
right after her and Jacob had like sloppy drunk sex, right? She realized it wasn't what it was. But those type of things, it becomes a communication piece for them. I think
Yeah,
Alexis and she was more she was how I say this. She didn't mind being married. I think she just didn't. She minded being married to him.
hmm
You know.
I don't think she because it's weird because it's like you think about her being proposed to. So she's never been married. She only got proposed to, and she said no to everybody. I'm wondering, like, what's going on that she's saying no to everybody, and why everybody keep proposing to her.
Right.
How is that happening, and why? You know. So, man, I don't know, man. I just really didn't like her saying yes, and then 12 hours, 13 hours later, she's like, nah, I'm good. Um, say that from the jump, man. So
Yeah.
y'all don't have to go through this whole facade of y'all happy. Cause they get in front of the couples and you can see them, they're not happy, man.
They're not happy. They're not happy. They're not happy at all. But I mean,
But
it was wound up.
just at the end,
He's trying. He
and
was
then
trying.
it's like, why? Why try at that point?
Yeah, he was trying, but he wasn't happy. Not
Man,
happy at all.
I don't know. Hey,
No, no.
Talisa.
Hey, what's up, Talisa? How you doing?
I'm
We just
doing all right. How
just
about y'all miss? I missed a lot. I meant to be on time, but my son is here and I was talking to him. So,
nah, you ain't missed too much. We talking about Justin and Alexis. Your thoughts on them?
oh, I just thought that whole situation was like when they came and sat down that the whole thing was fake. It was just all I felt very contrived, very even him like he wasn't honest. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. Like I just thought that he who is that? What's going on? You getting spammed? I'm sorry. I got distracted. I just felt like like it was all contrived, and that she really should have said no when she was sitting down versus all that whatever, I'm gonna give it time, whatever her little speech was she gave. That woman knew that she didn't want to be with him. It didn't take for them to finish and have a disagreement. Sitting on the little couch, outdoor patio couch seat, they weren't even connected. You looking at the two of them, there was no connection between them. It was very much so, we know each other. Not even we're friends. It was very much so, we know each other.
Right.
I met you that one time and we hung out for a little bit and you cool and all, but I don't like you like that. Like, I'm not gonna hang out with you after. And so I think that there was a waste of time for her to say yes. Then for him to say, do you think you made a wrong decision? Do you think you shouldn't have said yes? And in my mind, you knew that she shouldn't have said. You felt like she shouldn't have said yes, right? Like, that's why you asked her. The energy was off. That's why you were like, so do you feel like you met? And then for you guys to sit there with the other couples, it just was, you felt estranged, you felt different. And then for her to be like, yeah, so it's a no for me now. But yesterday it was a yes. Like, ma'am, it was always a no.
Yep.
So you wasted his time, your time. You should have been like being in Morgan and said goodbye after fucking Newton got bit, because that was a wrap.
It was a done deal after that.
after that, you could just forget it. Instead of wasting all our good time, effort, and energy, though we all knew the whole time you didn't really like him, you weren't attracted to him, and for you to share with the experts that you needed to work on your sexual intimacy, like, I don't know. So I think they wasted my time. She wasted my time. She just said no.
Yeah, that's what exactly I was saying, was that she should have said no from the jump. But also it made Justin look like an ass too, because he had to sit up there and say, is that the right decision? Is that what you wanted to do? Like, bro, that ain't what she wanted to do.
Right.
And the fact that she sat there and was like, I need time, that's what bothered me the most. It's like, just be honest.
And say
no, it's okay. Like, Married at First Sight has a success rate of 30%. Out of 10 couples, 3 of them gonna say yes and stay together. So it's like, that's dumb to me. You go on this show, it more chance of not that it's not gonna work out. Do your best. If your best is what you show, which that's what bothers me. That's why I was saying with Glenn, was she didn't do her best. She didn't try hard enough.
No.
She didn't give a good effort in that, because she couldn't get over the fact that she was unattracted to him. Everything he did was unattractive to her. Man, Glenn is having a hard time with this person over here.
Yeah, like, what are they?
I'm working over here.
Like, how many different accounts they got? Because he keep blocking them and they keep showing them back up.
Right. Oh man.
I got something next time.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, like, I just hated that he had to get it out of her that way, because if they stick together, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, their whole marriage is gonna be pulling what they call pulling strings or pulling hair. Just like, it's gonna be tough to have any information get out to him to actually fix their issues in their relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And then, when we think about the whole span of their relationship, she was faking the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time, from the honeymoon, and we knew that she was not attracted to him. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm attracted to you, I'm not gonna be hollering how celibate you are the whole time.
Nope.
I'm gonna be trying to. And the man said, "I'm willing."
Right.
Break your celibacy. That woman was not attracted to that man, and we knew that when she said, "I seen him on the app and I swiped left." Is that right? Yeah, I swiped left. So I don't know.
Man, if disappointment was a person, boy,
Yes, yes, yes,
she was
yes, yes.
completely disappointed with the person they gave her.
No, completely disappointed. Totally. I mean, she was disappointed. He was disappointed because she had already swiped left earlier. But like I said, she was just trying to trust the process and get those checks. Right? Trust the
Yeah,
process of experts and get those checks.
But she didn't trust the process of the experts at all. She was there just to get them checks.
that and yeah.
That's
And,
it.
and not to look like
The first
a
thing she said about him was, "Oh, he's real tall."
yeah.
It's like,
So she didn't want to look like Alyssa, and she didn't want to look like who's the other girl, Jasmina from
yeah,
last season. She didn't want to look like those two.
it's
All right.
it's terrible. I just feel like she showed her butt and should have just cut it short. Then she should have been more open to talking to him after she saw that he gave away his dog for this marriage. Like, you're still sitting at 90, 85, 90%. Tell him what's wrong. Tell him how to fix it, or where like what you feel and how you feel 100%, because now he's all in at this point. You give away your, like, the way she calls Newton her child.
Mm-hmm.
He gave away his child for them to work.
Yes.
You know
I
what?
don't I,
Maya knew. Maya knew she wasn't shit, and dog too. That's why.
That's why Maya
That's
went
why
out.
Maya was his protector the whole time. Maya knew that they wasn't shit and that they was gonna break his heart. That's what Maya knew. Now Maya gone.
right. Maya needed some help though. Like,
She did need a little bit of help.
yeah, she needed
She
some
needed a
help.
little bit.
We ain't just gonna say she was just all this. He needed to work with her a little bit more on some things. But
He did. So let's move on to this one, right? Because we all know Alexis. I am interested to see what happens um at the reunion with Justin and Alexis, and what happened after the cameras went away. Because
yeah,
there are some stories out there that they kind of hooked back up and didn't work out, but we'll move on. We'll move on with that. We talk about that next week. This couple was easy. Miguel and Lindy. We knew she was going to say yes, just for the simple fact is she still needs insurance. All right,
I can't. I can't.
she still she still needed insurance, and she wanted to make sure everything was all right. Your thoughts on Miguel and Lindy?
you wanna
Oh, I
tap.
can go here.
Only the
Sure.
only thing I said is they said yes. So that's the only.
Listen, that's all
That's
I got
literally
to
all I
it.
wrote about
Yes.
that.
But we knew she was gonna say yes though from day one because she was committed to the institution of marriage versus the actual relationship with the person. So we knew come hella high water, Lindsay was gonna stick it out. He could have been abusive probably, and she probably still would have tried to stick it out. Even though, sorry, but I'm back in my room, and so you could hear all that stuff. The laundry room is right there, everything, the dishes and Kingston burning it's like really close versus where I normally am. We knew though that she would just, regardless, she would have tried to work through whatever the issues were, even though she was like, oh no, cancel Mitch or whatever she said. However, she said it about Mitch to Kristen. That ain't her name.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all I got. She said yes, he said yes. I would have thought he might have said no because he was on the, I think I even said he would say no. But yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer, I agree. Miguel is scared of that 10. He's scared of that 10 of Lindy. We'll see. I mean, it was easy. I mean, we already knew, yes, he had a matching green tie, she had a matching green dress. Let's be honest.
That is always a telltale sign, isn't it, Glenn?
Yeah,
That's what Artieka brought up, man. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they were matching outfits, man.
Yeah, that was a telltale sign.
Hey, I really
had the conversation. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Do you?
No, that's all I had was like they had the conversation. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know how I feel about it, because it's like when she was on the couch, she was sitting back like, now I'm married, but have all this to say about Mitch and Kristen. I'm like, man, you really you need to make sure that your husband don't go sideways on you, because it's like the whole time it was like he had a purpose behind something. He wanted to get her booty, and then he wanted her to change her name. That sent him in a little pissy fit. and then he don't want her to talk about things. Like that's I think that's what bothered me the most about her. Yes, is that two weeks ago or a week ago she was saying that she can't talk or be honest to him. Well,
Right.
honesty and communication is a part of being in a marriage.
Hmm.
And if you can't do that, it's like that's a problem. That's an issue. So I'm curious to see where they are come reunion
All right,
time.
real quick. Miguel and Lindy, Tommy, you said Miguel will say yes, and the Lindy would say yes, Miguel would say no. So
Yeah.
Lisa said that Miguel would say yes, and then Lindy would say no. I said both would say yes. Artika said Miguel and Lindy and Miguel both would say gonna say no, and then Jackie said that Miguel and Lindy, that she says yes and he says no.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I don't get them as a couple, but hey, it's all good.
yeah, real quick, do you guys see them being married for long?
Nah. I didn't see them saying yes.
Who I missed it.
Miguel
Lindy
and
and
Lindy. Do you see
Oh,
Miguel and
I
Lindy?
didn't see them right. I didn't see them say. I thought they would be no.
Nah,
But I actually do see them being married for a little bit of time because Lindy is not going to let it go easily.
in this experiment, is that healthy
It's
to
not.
do?
No, it's not. I feel like you don't know these people. You just met these people. They real ass strangers. Like, yeah, you saw him on the app, but they're real strangers. So these are people that you don't even know if
Mm.
your values, if your ethics and morals are even going to align. Do you guys even, like some of the same? How different are you? Like, I know opposites attract, but there's always something that connects people.
mm,
And when you're married to someone, I have to want to be with you. I have to want to choose you every day, and not knowing you and then finding out that you are too emotional for me, Justin, too controlling for me, Miguel. You're Mitching Mitch, right? You're still really kind of an F boy, Nate. Like all of these things,
right.
am I going to be able to deal with that? You know what I mean? And then, okay, I forgot about Ben. You're still immature. You know what I mean? Like, I can say the same thing about the women, fellas. Don't get mad at me about using the
I
men.
sure was thinking about that. I
Yeah,
was like,
no. The women,
yes.
the women got whole ass issues. So like,
Right.
they got
Right.
issues of their own. But because I'm a woman, I just gravitate to talking
Yeah,
about men.
I
I'm
get
not bitter. I don't not like men, y'all. So I love y'all. Okay, I love
Well,
especially
we,
these.
we know we
you.
know we know you do. We know you do. We know you do. Man, let's since you brought up Mitch, let's get with this Mitching situation. All right. Tommy, your thoughts on
I said it.
on
I
Mitch.
said it from the jump. Mitch was gonna Mitch this thing up. He had the door left open, and he mitched it. Mitched it right. um, I was shocked that he said no. You know what I'm saying? But when he explained his why, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And her, she changed her answer from based off of his answer or whatnot. I
Yeah.
think they had the most what's the word, amicable breakup,
Mhm.
but her leaving the door open tells you that they really were like moving in that direction. They had the most. She said she crazy. They had the most to overcome because of where he started from, saying, "Hey, I'm not attracted to you," and he's like, "I'm like, you don't have to say that. Your actions are gonna speak louder than what you say. So work through those whatever you need to." But when he said no, she understood it. I like that part of the no. But what I don't remember what he said when they were sitting together. But I was like, bruh, you could have just sat there and just ate what they were saying, because whatever they were saying, you still could have been hitting Kristen like on a daily basis.
But he got frustrated, man. He got frustrated about everybody in the group putting him down, man.
Right.
He got
Like and
frustrated.
that's the thing. We
He
know
was
that
at the
they were
pool
in the
table.
right direction. We know they were going in the right direction because she kept saying, well, I'm gonna leave the door open. Maybe down the line you may go this way and we may meet up and stuff like this. And it's like you want that. You want to be able to be friends with the person, especially if you're not in another relationship. Now, if you're in another relationship, you want to close that door. Y'all just getting out of this thing. You like, come on, man. We all had them boyfriend, girlfriends that we double back. We went back another time, the door was always open and stuff. But just Mitch this.
But I thought that at first, but I was like, you know what? I give Mitch credit because Mitch wanted to ride his electric bike, and Mitch wanted to go surfing when he wanted to go surfing, and Mitch realized he couldn't live up to what Kristen wanted him to be. And basically, what he said was, "You want me to be all in right now on decision day because you told me that if I didn't say I love you by decision day, that it was that excuse me that it wasn't going to work out. I can't say that." And I'm gonna think you're gonna hold true to your word that it's not gonna work out.
But didn't he say he loved her or God loved her? He said something about love, didn't he?
I think he said growing in love or something like that. But he didn't say he actually loved her. It wasn't 100% that she wanted. And he realized, you know what? I can't get to that 100%. And I think a lot of people said it in the chat or different places that Mitch was like, you know what? That conference made a big deal. And when Mitch took that ring off and went to that conference, it showed a lot. Right? Think about it, Tommy. When you went to your first work conference after you got married, you didn't take if you had a ring. Even when you got married, you was happy that you got married.
Right.
You wanted to say, "Hey, this is my wife." Mitch wanted to hide that. That's a problem. There, that's a telltale sign. He may not want. If she was a beach babe, if she was a beach babe that didn't like plastic and was holistic to the earth, right? He'd have been like, "Yo, this is my wife, Kristen."
If she was a beach babe, stop right there. In his eyes, he would have said, "This is my wife, Kristen." Remember that whole I'm not attracted to you.
Right, in his eyes.
In his eyes, because to me, she's fine. She's
pretty.
She a 10 to you compared to you. She's actually probably like 50. Like, you ought to be glad. It's like a trophy wife. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, I'm sorry. You were getting ready to say something.
No, you good. I mean, you're fine. She was there. I think she had all the characteristics he wanted. She just didn't. And I always said Mitch was full of crap anyway, because he said he wanted her plain, but the mama was made up and he liked the mama. So to me, it was a bunch of crap.
The mama was made up and full of plastic surgery, and he wanted the mama. So yeah, so,
full of crap. I think Mitch. One thing I will say, and I give it to you, Talisa, Kristen showed her low self-esteem throughout the season.
Yeah,
because she kept conforming to what Mitch wanted. And even for her to even leave the door open after he told you he didn't want you, and after he said no, to me, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody tell you they don't want you and they don't need you or they don't want to be with you, my emphatic no, and you talk about, well, I still want to leave the door open for a relationship. No, you just told him the night before that you don't do that because we think husband and wife should be together. And so in less than 24 hours and 48 hours, you done switched up your decision just to hang on to Mitch? Girl, you better go find yourself a better man and let you use some plastic cups. I'm done.
Not the plastic.
I don't know. You proving to be my little brother, Glenn. I mean, you really showing yourself up today. You really showing. You're really showing. Where's your balance? Where is Jackie? Because you showing out.
She left me alone today, and so I got a little bit more.
A little more leeway. Excuse me.
Yeah, a little more leeway.
I agree with you guys. 100%. I do appreciate him saying no and his reasoning behind it. That I cannot give you what it is that you want. Mm-hmm. I'm not committed that way. Hell, I really don't like you that way. Like, pretty much is what he said. And I can commend him for that. And I agree, Tommy. She would have said yes.
Mm-hmm.
She would have said yes, but because he said no, she decided I better say no to. I better go with I choose myself. I know I deserve better. Because if she had went first, we would have heard her say yes.
Definitely.
We would have heard her say yes. And that I'm gonna leave the door open. Y'all know I can't sing is a mess.
Open.
Yes. Look. Okay. I'm gonna leave the door. No, ma'am. No, don't leave the door cracked. Don't leave the door open. Because the man is not going to be what you want him to be. He's not going. His goals are not aligned with yours. You being a real estate mogul is a no for him. Like he don't want you flipping houses because it looked bad for the poor people. Like which I never kind of got. I never kind of got the
Doesn't it
whole.
seem stupid?
It did. It did. I never got it. I never because you could totally flip a house and make it affordable, be in an affordable place, but make it look like there's so many things. Anybody who wants to own a house,
Home ownership should be
the goal
thing that you promote, because
I
that's
wouldn't say
a
the goal,
step
but yeah,
into
it's a step in
wealth.
right. I'm in agreement. So I just didn't understand why he thought that was a bad thing. And you're right, Glenn. She's been a doormat the entire single time. Like the entire time has flip flopped. Like I had liked her when he was like, "I'm not attracted to you," and she was like, "So in order for me to get a yes, you're gonna have to say I love you, and you're gonna have to do this, and before we can have sex, you're gonna have to." I loved all that, and then she flipped all season long. He no longer had to say I love you. Sex was back on the table. It was okay if he didn't find you attractive, but now he finds you attractive inside and out, which looks different than just being attracted to you. We all have dated somebody that we was like, oh, what? And then found out that they had this great spirit and was like, oh, they're so beautiful. And everybody looking at you like, no, they're not. But you see something different. And that's what happened with Glenn. I'm glad that I don't know, like, I feel like when he started saying outside, that's not what I said. I didn't say about the door open. I didn't say I was going, she could leave the door open, but I ain't say nothing about no doors open. That's her thing.
That's what he said.
Yeah. That's her thing. That ain't on me. Right. And then you get to go back to the apartment and he says, no, I just didn't, they took it wrong. I meant that we were going to still date. Well, then that's what you should have said. Because that's not what you mean. Now you're backpedaling. You're realizing I didn't say something because I have no filter. I don't, which tells me that maybe he's neurodivergent, on the spectrum, somewhere, right? Because I feel like sometimes when you deal with neurodivergent people, they're brilliant. Sometimes they're really, really brilliant and they have no filter and they have no social skills. And I feel like that's where he lies. Like he's functioning, but he's there. He's neurodivergent, and I just feel like he is going to have to learn how to talk in society. Period. Remember his sister-in-law was like, he's blunt. He has no filter. I had to grow to understand him. No woman is going to be. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, why do people have to like conform to what somebody else is doing? Like, it's like just be respectful.
Right.
You can let a person do however they're gonna do, but just be respectful about it.
Agreed.
Right. I can disagree with your lifestyle, but like you. Think about it. I can disagree with somebody's lifestyle. I can disagree with your being a vegan, right? And I'm still gonna eat eat my chicken, but we can still be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have to conform. I think that's what it was. They wanted to make Mitch happy by conforming to saving the earth and the plastic and let this girl like going to Starbucks and getting her cups, right? She likes doing whatever she needs to do. Just realize that we're going to meet somewhere in the middle. I think they would have had an issue too if they ever had kids. They would have had an issue. Mitch was underlining controlling because if you go to some of the after parties that she was talking about, when he talked about her menstrual cycle and the things that she used and all this stuff, that's kind of underlining controlling with your behavior. Of course, he wasn't, like Elijah Wan from last season or Jose or anything like that. But as a man, I shouldn't have to tell a woman what to use for her menstrual cycle. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I'm a environmentalist or not. Yo, whatever you've been using since you were a child, go ahead and keep doing that. I ain't got
all the way out. Please and thank you. Mind your
business. Two.
Yes. Mind your business. You do not have one of these.
Right.
You do not know how it works and what's required. I'm not going to use what you're asking me to. Like,
she even tried to conform. He even tried to get her conform to that, according to her. Look, that's a problem. Red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be controlling in your environmental views and put it on me or
I,
any views.
I feel like when it comes to like boundaries, we should have boundaries. We should say these are the things that are my non-negotiables. I cannot deal with these things. But everything else, if it's not a non-negotiable, then I can be flexible with.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all her non-negotiables were negotiable. Like ended up being negotiable. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I say I don't want a man that smokes cigarettes, I don't
She,
want a man that smokes cigarettes. She
she,
would be like, well, he could smoke outside. No,
yeah.
I don't want you to come in the house smelling like smoke. I don't want to kiss you. It is disgusting. Then
Mm-hmm.
I got to worry about, are you going to have lung cancer? Is this going to affect your health? I don't want to be bothered. Listen, one of my non-negotiables is I need you to be healthy when I meet you. Like, I need you. That's just my own shit. Because I don't want to go right into, I was married and had to go right into like almost taking care of somebody in our newlywed phase. So for me, how's your health? Do you go to the doctor often? Like for me, that tells me how healthy you are. If you're visiting the doctor
Mm-hmm.
regularly, then you know what's going on. I'm just saying that's a non-negotiable part of me. Okay, like sorry, not sorry.
No,
No,
I mean, like you gotta have those things. And for Kristen, it was like I this whole time I only wanted to ask her, why did you want to be married?
Mm.
You know, because that kind of like starts with how and why, like the story of the homeless guy leaving her at the altar and she paying for everything, and then this happening because we're looking at it, we're like, man, you need to stand up for yourself. Why are you so easily persuaded or told to do something, you know? And it's not for the marriage at this point, it's for you and him to be together, you know? And like, why is it him? You
true.
know what I'm saying? So it's like the question of why do you want to be married so bad that
Mm.
you're willing to make non-negotiables negotiable, you know?
Yeah, Tommy, you brought a point up, and as we wrap this thing up, what was key is if we go back to Alexis. Alexis made her stand up at the pool party. If you think about it, she wasn't going to bring it up. Alexis brought it up and kind of forced Kristen's hand to kind of stand up to Mitch, and she
Yeah.
felt like she had some comfort when she was at the pool party in the previous episode when she had her blowout with Mitch. I think she was she had a backbone then because she had support. Go to your question. You take care of a homeless guy. You met him while he was laying on somebody else's couch, right? He was, and you want to marry a guy who you met was sleeping on somebody else's couch, right? Who never had a job. You paid for your own engagement ring. That's red flag, right? I wish my daughter would come home talking about, I got engaged and I paid for
Did
my
I pay
ring.
for my ring?
What? Well, bro, come here. Come sit on the couch, bro. Come here. Now, daughter, you go this way. Me and dude about to have a conversation. Come on, there's certain things.
It sounds like
Certain,
desperation. It
yeah,
sounds
it's
like
like desperation, right? So
yeah.
it's like desperation, and you're gonna go in again. This man told you he wasn't attracted to you, and then a few days later, you're having sex with him on your honeymoon, right? That wasn't good. You had to put a ring around the bathtub or clean it. Just one of those type things. He's told you, and then you keep conforming. How many women would have been done in the chat or elsewhere? Your husband told you, I'm going to my workers' conference meeting. I'm leaving my ring in my car, and I'm not gonna tell anybody we married. See, it just was all those red flags that popped up, and she was just like, okay, it's Mitch. It can't just be Mitch. Mitch, let's not give Mitch a pass for doing what Mitch did.
Yeah.
And she like, and she to further leave the door open, she needs some more self-esteem. I think she has it in her to have the self-esteem. And I think she has it there. You see glimpses of it.
Right.
You see glimpses of it. She just has to be more consistent with it. She's battling up. This is who I am. Let me try to be this, but she needs to be that consistently. And she'll find somebody out there. She's a
You need
pretty.
to get my journal. This is who I am. She needs my journal. Who am I?
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
you just said
She
that, and I just
definitely
threw that in there.
Go to TeresaRay.com. Get the journal. Help you out. Anybody with that low self-esteem, TeresaRay.com. Go get the journal every day work. 30 days to better you.
Yeah, all of that. What Glenn said. See, listen, that's my family over there. La Familia.
Better you. Hey, let's get ready to wrap this thing up, man. We got reunion next week. Reunions seem like gonna be a bombshell because only part I want to know is did Nate really make a pass at Justin?
So when
I missed that. What?
we do mean he tried to holler at Justin.
Yeah,
Is that what you mean? That's not what you mean. Come on, don't say
That's what
something.
Artieka was telling me.
that's what the
That's
clip
what that
said.
means.
The clip says that Justin said, "Oh yeah, that's why you try to make a pass at me."
I
I
didn't
punch him.
even get that far. Now I got to go watch the preview. Y'all know I'm
Watch the preview.
I gotta go watch the preview.
The reunion is gonna be good, and we're gonna be here next week to talk about it.
I'm gonna be on time too.
We're
I'm
gonna
trying to see if
talk
they got
about
a
the
fight.
reunion next week, which goes to the rumors that's Nate and Justin didn't like each other. So, and if you remember Nate on previous after party, Nate was like, I can't talk to that dude. I don't stand that dude. So there's a lot going on with them, and we'll find out. But we'll talk about that next week. Any thoughts here? Your closing thoughts on this decision day on Married at First Sight?
I think this Married at First Sight was a good season. I've heard mixed reviews of it, but I really enjoyed it. I wish people would come on here and act like they are really trying to be married and stuff don't really work out. You know, like what's to say, shit happens. You know, things don't work out sometimes. And I wish people would realize that and just be themselves and not try to be a certain way for the camera. But I think this season was really good. The decision day, I was completely wrong about everything because I said everybody's gonna say no, and one couple's gonna say yes, but I think we got two couples to yes and three said no. So, what else? Yeah, man. I like this season. I got to meet you guys in person.
In person.
That was so beautiful and so much fun. I was watching I had recorded us doing the recording. I was watching that. I was like, you would think we like that wasn't our first time meeting each other, man. So that was beautiful. That was a lot of fun. It's not gonna be the last time. So I look forward to the next time. For you guys that's watching, follow us, subscribe to us, August Love Story. You got Jack and Glenn, Talisa Ray. Follow us on everything. Subscribe to our channels. Like this video. Share it out. Yeah.
Well, I want to say that, I give up on this stuff so easily. Just, I'm ready to love, Married at First Sight. I'd be over it. But my favorite thing was meeting you guys in person this season. And it has actually given me a renewed sense of hope with reviewing the shows. So I think I'm going to give it a good go again. And I'm going to try and stay committed and not let my life get in the way because it does. I'd be having so much fun and stuff be happening. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm 3 behind. I'm not coming back. It's fine. This was actually probably one of the better seasons to me. I didn't feel like I felt like people really wanted to try this out. It wasn't all a farce. Except for that Alexis. Once she saw him, I just was like, oh, no. I would like to see them get more be more realistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it that everybody has all these issues? Like, I guess if they didn't, then they wouldn't need Married at First Sight. So just scratch that. So just scratch it. We wouldn't have a show. Because these people have issues, and that's why they need somebody to help them. I really, what would be nice? I thought about it. So I don't know if y'all watch Indian Matchmaker on Netflix. Okay, well I do. I love it. She don't be having no luck either with the people, but I do like that you see them going on like dates. So I would like for them to maybe like match the people up and see if they match, kind of if they vibe before they say no. So like it's Talisa and Talisa date. We picked 4 guys and we sent her on a date with 4 guys, and you can see do that in 30 minutes. You don't need all of the whole 50 years that they be taking. And we figured out that this is the guy we think would be a match based on this and this. They had chemistry. Like I would like to see something more than just. I mean, he's still a stranger. I just dated. I just went on one date with him. Anyway, that's just me. All I've been doing is thinking. So, yeah, that's all I've been doing is thinking.
Nah, you cool. Yo, enjoy meeting all of you guys. We are definitely family. Y'all don't understand this in chats after the chat, before before we even start. We are family. We do talk about a lot of different things. What I would like to see what the show would be great interaction. You know how they had the matchmaking special? Have the matchmaking special like 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before, and let us vote. let us match them up.
Mm.
Let as the viewer match them up, and then put them together and see if we as a viewer can do better than the experts. Just one season, and then go record it ahead of time. I think that would be,
Tommy said, "Oh, that's a recipe for disaster."
you know,
All I'm thinking is like, that ain't gonna work.
I know they gonna work, but let us do it. Let us see what we're gonna do it. What we can do. Enjoy each and every one of you guys in the chat, man. We really do appreciate you guys for supporting our page and rocking out. We support each other. You know, when Talisa drops some lives or videos, make sure you check her out. When Tommy and Artieka drop some stuff, check them out as well. They come on live whenever they hit the live. Hit that notification button. You really want to do that because whenever they pop on, get the message on your phone. I was in Walmart yesterday. Tommy Artieka popped on live, and hey, I joined in the chat. Chloe popped on last night. I jumped in the chat. I want to support them because they support us. So you support everybody here. Make sure you hear our thoughts and views and everything that we have because everybody got new stuff coming out. And we got a new season of Married at First Sight, which is in Tennessee, coming next season.
That's
But we got
home state.
Yeah, home state. We got some reunion stuff, but we're not done yet. All right, we got a couple more weeks. We got reunion stuff coming up. We got Where Are They Now coming up. So stick with us, keep rocking with us. Content for everybody's getting better. So make sure you check it out. All right. That being said, y'all have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And if you're watching football, and you know a word of prayer, please pray for my Commanders. Need a dub, man. Need a win. You need a win. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy.
She goes to sleep.